Hi, we're at the Museum of the Confederacy in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm with two of the great horn players that you've never heard of, Dutch Eihoven and Rob Stewart. Please tell me what you're playing here, guys.
This is a circa 1855 four-valve E-flat contrabass tuba by Graves and Company, Boston. Graves was one of the leading American brass instrument makers of the early years.
I have no idea.
And this is a B-flat baritone horn made by Fisk, I believe, in the Massachusetts area?
Yeah, Worcester, Mass.
Worcester, Massachusetts. Three rotary valves made out of German silver, and it plays pretty well even for an old instrument. Now speak out that way because your adoring fans are dying to know about this. The bell is pointing backwards because the band was in front because they made the best target, and then the bell was pointing backwards so the soldiers behind them could hear it. That's called the afterbeat. No, it's called the over-the-shoulder, you silly man. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Just a little explanation. So people don't see these things that often. This is kind of a standard cornet, even though it's from the 1880s. But please explain what these are, guys. And you can kind of show them up a little close-ups on them.
These are this one, and the last one are three of the 7 known 1879 patent S-Bach design Boston cornets. They have a very unusual system where you have push buttons on the top to operate rotary valves. Very rare, very nice playing instruments. There it is. And it happens to be the one that we have on the t-shirt this year to commemorate the event. We have 4 of the remaining 7 that we know of. They're going to be played today.
Difficult instrument to play. It's because it is. And this instrument came into vogue about 1810 and had died out by about 1860. Although there were still some holdouts who played keyed bugle right up into 2014, like us. And the instrument was superseded by the valved cornet. What we have here are E-flat cornets with rotary valves. One has a bell front. This one has an over-the-shoulder valve, which threw the sound back towards the soldiers who were marching behind the band. Very practical invention, but that died out in about 1875. Next we have B-flat cornets, and we have a number of those dating from the 1860s through almost 1900. Side action rotary cornets. We have piston valve cornets. We have piston action rotary valve cornets, and we have 1, 2, 3 extremely rare Boston Musical Instrument Boston Musical Instrument Manufactory S-Bach patent cornets. That's 4 of the how many known in the world? 4 out of the 7 known in the world right in front of you here today. So this is something you won't get to hear very often.
We have a special guest playing right there.
Oh, yeah.
Our boss for the day.
Yeah, sure.
Tell everybody who you are.
Tell me who you are. My name is Bryce Van Stavern. I'm the supervisor of the White House of the Confederacy, and also happen to be a trumpet player. And I'm thrilled these guys invited me to play with them.
Yeah, excellent. After the B-flat cornets, we have the E-flat alto horns. And we've got a couple of different kinds of alto horns. They came in bell front, bell up, bell back, rotary valve, piston valve, depending on the time period. What we have here is a Boston, is that an each right or Boston? A Boston Musical Instrument Company upright rotary alto. Then we have a Connet DuPont, very early CG Con. And those of you who played musical instruments may have played con instruments in high school, junior high school. This was among the first instruments made by Con in the late 1870s. And this instrument is this is a solo alto made by the Boston Musical Instrument Manufactory. Also, it's a pocket model. You had to have a big pocket to put that in, but it's much more compact than most of them. Then, in the far corner, we have the tenor and baritone horns. We have an upright by, is it E.G. Wright? No, this is Boston. Oh, Boston Musical Instrument Manufacturing, very popular during its day. And the over-the-shoulder instrument is by one of the great makers of New England, Isaac Fisk. played by one of the great players of New Orleans, Mr. Kid Dutch. Dutch Kidhofer. And the Boston is played by, what's that?
20 years you know me, still can't say my last name.
I can't remember my own name. But Steve Ward, who's playing the upright Boston, owns quite a few of the instruments that we're using today, and he's one of our hosts here in Richmond. And last and certainly not least, we have the basses, the E-flat tubas. These are both over-the-shoulder instruments. The one on the right is by Samuel Graves of Boston. The one on the left is by Isaac Fisk, and they are both extremely rare instruments, over-the-shoulder style. And they hold down the bottom of the band, give us the rest of us a foundation to stand upon. So.